Greetings, fellow traders. Public here to start for the lunchtime market update for Monday, October the 19th, 2020. I hope everybody's having a great trading day today. This is brought to you by Positive Trends Research, and everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome. Good. All right, so it looks like the market's got a case of the Mondays. But the SPX still inside month here off the upper Bollinger Band, green so far. Inside week so far as we're in last week's range, but down 14 points right now. Daily chart, guys, so the question still remains, is wave 4 in? Or is it going to be a bigger wave 4 to possibly fill this gap down here and maintain the original wave 1? Let's see how it goes today. So far, it's looking a little bit bearish right here. We're right at the 80 MA, but anything can happen by the end of the day. We're short this morning, so we were definitely leaning on the short high here this morning. We got a couple opportunities there on SPY on the downside, and also AMD was one that was on a record. We'll just take a look at that a little bit right here. So SPY sitting at the 80 MA, pretty low volume so far here today. Let's take a look at the S&P futures so you can see what we're looking at. Again, I tweet a lot of this stuff out in the public feed in the public Twitter feed in the morning, but we get into more detail in it in the group. And so overall, we are leaning bearish. Going into the open here because there we are. Multiple rejections of the signal zone this morning. Right, so coming into here, right, upper shadow, rejected, right, going into the pre-market, and then we got into the open session today. It gave like 3 upper shadows up here, and that was go time. Also gave us some nice retraces for the down move here, and then we also expected a short right here. Why? Because this was a nice 5-wave move down if you go to the short-term time frames, right? We basically had like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down here. So we're looking for a corrected pattern. Did a sharp move up. We weren't quite convinced that it was ready to do a V reversal all the way up again. It came down to the 618 here today, and that gave another short opportunity on this one. So this is actually a pretty phenomenal second wave down, or next wave down, and now it's just kind of just sort of drifting its way down down here off of these signal zones. So we're just kind of waiting right here, but a beautiful 618 off of that one today. So we'll see what we have in store for today. Again, the big level that we were tracking this morning was the overnight gap, right? So we gapped up last night. And we go through all this stuff at the open, but the overnight gap right here. So this is our big target level here today. We figured if the bears are going to be strong today, that they'd at least try to get there. And boom, they got there, right? So that was our first wave down. That was a nice one right there. And then came to a retest, right? Tested the signal zone here. This nice congestion area right here. Gave a little bounce off of that, and then failed to really break down off of it. It's retesting it from the lows right now. So we're going to see if that gives us maybe another short setup on it. But for now, we're just kind of observing right to the price action. We don't like trading slow markets. We like fast markets. So good stuff there. Again, rejected the geometric levels here this morning on the ES, and now basically we are channeling down here this afternoon. So we'll see how that goes for the rest of the day. A couple chart requests out there on the Qs and Tesla, but we always review the Qs and Tesla, so we'll take a look at those right now. Qs, again, same thing. Had a little extra bearishness right here than the rest of the market, but failed to break down. The VIX is actually kind of holding up okay, so we'll see how it goes. But it definitely, one of the things we saw today on the VIX was going up with the SPY, right? And so one of our members was like, what's going on here? And we're like, that's pretty bearish off of that signal zone up there. So it ended up being a real nice short area off of that one. The IWM, kind of interesting, right? So the initially the cruise lines, right? They really kind of squeezed up here this morning and helped the IWM a little bit. The banks have kind of got a little bit weak here. Again, we're just kind of seeing some choppy action right now. But we'll see how it goes. If we break down here, we got this kind of big gap from overnight, right? So we can see how that holds going into the rest of the day. Let's take a look at Apple. Not 3 days. I think this one's been going a little bit slow on my entry this morning, even after a reboot. So we'll see how that goes here. But Apple, let's take a look. Okay, so Apple again, very similar with the rest of the market, right? Nice retraces intraday, right, for some good short opportunities on that one. Again, daily chart on this one here. A little bit slower. They're still kind of hanging on to the 80 MA. Let's take a look at Tesla. Again, Tesla just still sitting on the 80 MA here on this geometric line. So again, it was had some potential here this morning for a squeeze, right? I liked how it was gapping up, but again, see how it was kind of dropping here pre-market. Just couldn't get that push over the pre-market highs. So Tesla was a little bit out of play there, and it's tough to short Tesla, but is what it is. On the bearish radar was Nikola. We talked about this last night, and it just is what it is, right? I mean, it's working its way back down here, but it was down, had a really nasty day on Friday, and of course they squeezed out this morning. So it is what it is, but it's still generally pretty bearish. So let's see how that holds, right? You can probably see a big upper shadow here on the daily chart. Here, yeah. So inside day so far with an upper shadow. So again, it's still leaning bearish on it. Or see how that goes into tomorrow. Other than that, the other short opportunity that we pointed out at the open this morning on the live stream was AMD. It was one of the super strong ones at the open, but we didn't really trust it, right? Because the market wasn't supporting it, right? So we noticed it got pretty extended up here, came up to these prior levels, and that ended up being a good short on AMD this morning as well. So good stuff there. A couple chart requests that are out there. DKNG. So DKNG, guys, we've been bearish on this one for a while, and it's still getting some more downside follow through. And this one, I believe it was on the bearish game plan last night too. Weekly chart off of a red week, still down off of that one. Again, guys, I'm still seeing this thing working its way down to the cloud down here. Again, it closed under the 50-day moving average on Friday with some increased volume, so I can see it getting its way down here. Right, that would be a symmetrical move from the initial impulse move down. But then we could chop for a while in there, and then we'll see if it tries to work its way up. Maybe it'll eventually get some good news. Maybe some sporting events, after Corona gets cured, we'll get going or something like that. So we'll see how that goes. Let's take a look at Zoom. Again, Zoom still continuing to work its way up here, possibly finishing up its wave 5 up, but this thing has just been a monster. So again, it's one of the favorites for folks that trade. Another one, LGIQ. Let's take a look. Again, just be careful chasing Zoom here, right? At this point, we're kind of in the middle of wave 5. Wave 5s can end at any time, so we want to be careful off of that one, right? LGIQ really, really strong after Friday's highs, so nice find on that one. Let's take a look at eBay. Okay, so eBay's kind of hanging in there a little bit. It bounced off its ADMA here. This could be an interesting retrace. It looks like about a 382 from these recent lows here. Right, we can see the impulsive move up. Yep, right off the 382 right here. So let's see if that can hold and give us maybe some lower time frame confirmation to work its way to the upside. Snap, let's take a look. So Snap, again, earnings coming up this week. Had some bullish moves this morning. It's kind of hanging in there here as it goes into earnings coming up. It looks like tomorrow after the close. So a couple big names reporting tomorrow as well. Let's take a look at pins. Okay, so pin's pretty good right here. Nice bounce off the ADMA on this one, and just a general strong day. Earnings coming up looks like next week, so something to keep an eye on there. And IBM, this one actually has earnings coming tomorrow. It's kind of hanging in there a little bit of a spinning top right there. You can keep an eye on this one today. Premiums are gonna be a little bit higher than normal, and see if it tries to work its way back up here. It's got an opportunity to try to climb into the close if it wants to do a last-minute earnings run. So something to keep an eye on there for intraday setups. But anyway, guys, really appreciate it. Hope everybody has a wonderful rest of your trading day. We'll catch you guys at the daily market wrap. Until then, stay healthy out there. Remember, your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game. And I'll talk to you guys soon.